Hey guys, welcome to the Working Man Sports Talk podcast, where we like to talk to other working men about sports. And if you aren't a man, who cares? Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to start off talking about the Minnesota Vikings. With Kirk Cousins going down, they were doing so well, the passing game looked like it was unstoppable. They finally got a rushing touchdown. And John, what happened?
Well, Kirk Cousins just stepped back and stepped on his foot wrong there and tore his Achilles.
A no-contact injury. When they were building so much momentum, it looked like everything was going to be going the Vikings' way. I was talking to a very, very, very good friend of mine the day this was happening, right before it happened, with the Achilles tear. I said, being a Vikings fan, it almost feels like it's a curse. 30 minutes later, bang! He texts me. He goes, you know what that's called? That's called the Minnesota Vikings curse. I can't argue with it. I can't argue with that. It seems so real that there's no escape. From my early years of being a Vikings fan back to 1998 till now, it just feels like when things are going right, there's always a reason for them to go wrong somehow. Doesn't even have to be a reason for them to go wrong. It just happens. Now, with Cousins out, there was a bright spot to this game. We did win. And the other bright spot would be we got our first rushing touchdown. Thank God. Thank God. And it wasn't Alexander Madison either. It was Cam Akers, the guy who we brought in, who is a better running back, in my opinion. Do you agree with me, or what do you think?
I think overall, yes, he's a better running back. And because he can pass, he can catch, he can block, he can run. He does it all. Like, he's not just a smash mouth runner like I feel like Madison is. Madison's one of the type of guys, once he gets one direction going, there's no cutting back.
Yeah, he just goes into he has like no vision to see where he's gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, he can't cut it in between, like you were saying. I feel like once he gets going in there, he sees the wall. If that's what he sees, he's going into the wall.
Yeah, I feel like he's a great third and 1, third and inches, fourth and inches, goal line runner.
Maybe.
Perfect. I feel like if that's what he fits. I mean,
maybe, but he couldn't even get into the goal line. He couldn't even get over the goal line.
But I feel like that's what fits his. And it's not. I feel like he's one of those type of runners who's not a starter. You need someone in there beforehand, like a Cam Akers, or even when Dalvin Cook was here, who could be that shifty guy who gets that defense a little bit tired out. So then you have that smash mouth guy come right behind him and just
make an impact.
Yep.
Because right now I feel like he's having zero impact at all in this thing. He's having zero impact. He had 16 carries for 31 yards. That's an average of 1.9 yards a carry with 0 touchdowns, compared to Cam Akers, who had 9 carries for 19 yards for 2.1 yards a carry. Still not that great, but had 1 touchdown. But the offensive line is pass blocking pretty decently, I feel like. Because Kirk Cousins was on a roll before he got hurt. My God, he was 23 for 31, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Something was going right, and then it went wrong. No contact injury.
It's just one of those type of things that happen. I will say I am excited that the Vikings did get the win against the Packers.
Me too. That was huge.
Time.
In Green Bay, in Lambeau.
That doesn't happen.
It does not.
But, I just look at it as next man up. Jaren Hall, you are in. You are in the driver's seat. Young man, let's see what you got.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said, next man up. And if we look at Jaren Hall, when he came into that game, he went 3 for 4 for 23 yards passing. He did have 0 interceptions, which was good, but he was stripped or hit for a fumble while he was passing. So there was that 1 turnover. The defense did play lights out, even when their backs were against the wall. So, there's that too. But with Jaren Hall coming in, I think the team and the fan base should really rally around this guy and just see what happens. Because, he could shine. That's always possible. But we do, how can you say this? We do need to face the fact that he could end up looking like Zach Wilson, or even worse, because he's so new to the NFL.
I have a feeling that I want to say how he's going to look or anything like that because we just don't know.
We
But,
don't, but I'm saying these are possibilities that we need to be prepared for.
but I mean, if that's the case, he could look like Patrick Mahomes his
That's
first year.
very far out. I mean,
I'm
maybe he
talking
comes out like Brock
year.
Purdy.
He could look like Brock Purdy of his first year, not now, but the Brock Purdy of the first year. But I really feel like TJ Hawkinson might have 10 catches this next coming game. For the Minnesota Vikings.
He could.
I feel like he's going to get used a lot, like a lot. I would not be surprised if you see Cam Akers and Madison's receiving targets go up too.
It could. They could. I mean, they could work the system to where it fits him. Now, the good thing is he does know the playbook, so he's not too new to it. But again, we got to face the fact that he could be really bad, or like you say, he could be good, and that just comes with experience. Now it's turned into on the job training. So as a fan, you can't just get mad because this guy goes out there and throws 3 picks or 2 picks.
The good news is for him is that Kirk Cousins is almost following in the same footsteps as Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was there for Zach Wilson. Kirk Cousins is going to be there for Jaren Hall. He's going to be on the sideline. He's going to be in all the team meetings. He's going to be on the quarterback meetings, going through the game plannings each week with Jaren Hall and with the other QBs.
And there's rumor that he might have his helmet on the sideline so he can hear the play calls, which is good because Kirk is dedicated.
Kirk is dedicated.
I tell you, I always stood by this guy. He did piss me off a few times with some plays that he did, and I was like, this guy might not be the guy. But then he somehow pulls me back in, and I'm like, he's making some serious plays though. But with Jaren Hall coming in, like I said, it could be bad, it could be good, but we can't really tell yet. We can't even really tell after the first game because it's too early. Maybe 2 games you get an idea. But we did pick up Josh Dobbs on that trade. And I want to hear what you got to say about that really quick. With Josh Dobbs coming into the team, what he has to offer, what do you think is going to happen?
That really shocked me right there. Not going to lie. I thought they would either try to trade for Jameis Winston or pick up Carson Wentz, something like that. But going as Josh Dobbs, I'm surprised that Arizona Cardinals gave him up, especially next to nothing.
And I don't even know what's going on there with that situation with Kyler Murray. And Josh Dobbs, what he did with that team and with the Cardinals in Arizona, that was a very beat-up team, not a very good team.
No, and it's not really a good team, not put together at all. I mean, but he hung in there and they competed every Sunday.
Yeah, and I liked his attitude about him coming here. He said he's going to embrace any role he's going to have. So the guy has heart. He's super smart.
I mean, he's doing what he's meant to be in the NFL as a backup quarterback.
And you know what? This could be one of those breakout years. If Jaren Hall doesn't work out, this could be one of those breakout years where it's like, hey, Josh Dobbs had this year. Maybe he might not have a good year after this.
Could it be like such a high type of year?
It could be. I don't know. There's so much at play here. And that's just, this whole Josh Dobbs thing is just in case it doesn't work out with Jaren Hall because Mullins is still out with I think he has a back injury. He's out till week 10. So they need a backup. I know they had Tanner Morgan from the Gophers on the practice squad, but that's just not an option. And bring in Josh Dobbs, see what happens, because you still need a backup. You need to have some depth. So Josh Dobbs coming in, and he does run. So people are excited about him running, so maybe that will open up some of the passes. I'm not sure exactly how this is all going to work.
I'm not worried about Josh Dobbs. I'm not worried about Josh Dobbs getting in right now. I'm more worried about Jaren Hall. I want to see what Jaren Hall can do.
We're going to see that on Sunday.
Josh Dobbs can do. We've seen what he's been doing this whole season,
but we haven't seen him with a high-powered offense.
No, we have not. But we know what he can do. But a high-power offense could be the next coming of Randall Cunningham.
Well, Randall Cunningham was a straight-up dog before the Vikings when he was with Philadelphia.
I'm talking like how he was with the Vikings, not.
Oh, you mean like I have that record-breaking year?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Especially, I'm just saying, let's just say Josh Dobbs becomes our starter, right? Becomes a Viking starter. After this week, we get Jefferson back. Addison, we know who he is. He's that guy. You're going to have Jefferson and Addison out there with Osborne?
It's possible. It's possible. But if Jaren Hall takes off, which I hope he does, then I think we'll be okay. But right now, I just want people to just realize that with Jaren Hall coming in, they need to be expecting the expected, which is a rookie QB coming into the NFL. Not everybody's going to show up like a Tom Brady or a Brock Purdy. There will be mistakes that will happen. Interceptions will be thrown, possible fumbles, bad handling of the snap. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is usually what happens with the young guys when they come in. So as excited as we are, we also need to face the possibility that this is going to happen. He's a human being. He's a rookie. And we'll just play it by ear and just see what happens. I think after 2 games, you'll know where he's at. Unless he completely bombs the first one, which I don't think he's going to bomb. I don't know if I should say I don't think. I don't know, but I hope he doesn't bomb. I wish that guy the best.
Same. Doing those type of things, they just need to trying to remember who they got this week.
Atlanta. In Atlanta.
And the Falcons are just starting a new quarterback too.
Yeah, our old backup, Heineke.
So let's see how it goes over there. I think
it's definitely be an interesting game. I can't wait to watch.
With everything that has happened with Kirk Cousins and everything, I feel like that happened at the perfect time of the season. Game-wise, we got the 49ers out the way. We got Philadelphia out the way. We got the Chargers out the way. We got
the Chiefs out the way.
Now what we have Atlanta, we have New Orleans, we have Denver, Chicago, Raiders. Then hopefully by that time we figure ourselves out because we get the Bengals, Detroit, Green Bay, Detroit.
Now, I will say that the Saints game, that should be definitely winnable. The Bronco game, the Broncos are starting to play a little bit better recently, but we'll see what happens. And then the Bears game, we should take that game. I'm going to be there at that game. We should take that game.
We're going to be there at that game.
Yes, we will be there at that game. Monday Night Football. The Raiders, we should take that game, unless all of a sudden, they got new morale in there with the new coach. I don't know. The Bengals are starting to look good again as they just beat down the 49ers. And the Lions, Packers, Lions, that's going to be tough. This is going to be tough. But like McConnell pretty much said, that's why we're in this.
Yep.
We signed up for this. So,
and like I said, hopefully with Atlanta, New Orleans, and Denver and Chicago and the Raiders game, that gives us 5-6 games right there underneath our belt that we can figure out if, is Jaren Hall that guy for us, or is Josh Dobbs going to be our starting quarterback for the rest of the season?
Yeah, we'll find out. And they can still make a run, possibly for the playoffs. Don't know if that's going to happen yet, though. But
we still
have a chance.
4-4.
They have a chance. It's not done. It's not done yet.
We're 2 games behind in our division, behind Detroit. So it's definitely doable.
Yeah, but we got to definitely win those last 2 games against Detroit. At least win one, split something.
We need a split. We need to sweep Green Bay. We need to sweep
Chicago.
And we can sweep those 2 for sure. Come out winning against Atlanta, New Orleans, Denver, Raiders.
There's definitely a lot of work left that needs to be done to see where we're at to finish this season. But on the bright side of things, if the Vikings don't make the playoffs, we'll have an idea at least where we're at as a consolation, I guess you could say.
I would like to see Jaren Hall take off just so we know what our quarterback situation is for the future.
Oh, I would love to see him take off. I would love to see him just get in there and do his thing.
Because right now it's kind of scary.
It is, but I'm excited for it.
The future, because we're at that point with Kirk Cousins. If we want to bring him back, do we try to sign him to a veteran minimum? And will he not take that? He probably won't. He'll
have to take the minimum, bro. Here's the thing: when they're talking about it this week, they're talking about you had the owner, Kwesi, talking about he's picking when he was picking the draft pick or picking the QB position. He's listening to Creed, which is who Cousins likes to listen to. He's thinking about Cousins about all this. Okay, and you got McConnell talking about, Cousins knows how I feel about him and all this stuff. They're bringing him back. So I don't even have any question or doubt in my mind. They're bringing him back. The way he went down, they're bringing this guy back because they felt like they finally got something going on. He is coming back, but they could throw a wrench in the tire if Jaren Hall does indeed take off and run this offense like he's supposed to. So that's all I have to say about the Minnesota Vikings right now, their current situation in the NFL. Do you have anything else you would like to say?
Imagine this. Jaron Hall takes off, does what he needs to do. You sign Kirk Cousins to a veteran minimum. Bring him back. You have him just kind of be like that teacher for Jaron Hall in the background.
A mentor.
Yeah, a mentor for Jaron Hall. And just keep him going. And like
it could. I don't know. That's going to be a sticky situation, but I can't really speak on that though.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. Just think about it,
Yeah, it's interesting. There's definitely an interesting situation that we are in right now here in Minnesota with the Minnesota Vikings.
There's a lot of
football team. There's a lot of what?
What if?
Hey, a lot of variables. So if that's all you have, and that's all I have.
I just want to say one more thing. You guys comment, let us know. Let us know who you guys' favorite team are. Who knows? You might be able to get a spot on our show with us.
Exactly. We are going to have some guests that will be coming in.
So let us know.
I want to thank you guys for listening to the Working Man Sports Talk podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We want to hear from you. So, leave some comments. We'll talk back with you, and you'll hear from us soon.